Govinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 7, Text 51. Atma Mayam Samavishya.
Atma Mayam Samavishya.
Soham Guna Mayim Dvaja.
Soham Guna Mayim Vija.
Srijan Rakshan Haran Vishwam.
Srijan Rakshan Haran Vishwam.
Dadre Samnyam Kriyochitam.
Dadri Samyam Kriyochitam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Lord continued, My dear Daksh, Dvij, I am the original personality of Godhead. But in order to create, maintain, and annihilate this cosmic manifestation, I act through my material energy. And according to the different grades of activity, my representations are differently named. So here again, once again, the Lord is saying, I'm the original personality of Godhead. No one else says that. No one else says that I'm the original personality of Godhead. Not Lord Shiva, not Lord Brahma. No other demigod says that. Only Krishna says that. Because Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. And then he's saying he does the work of this maintaining, creating, and annihilating the cosmic energy by his material energy, through my material energy. So he's also clearly pointing out, who does this material energy belong to? He says it belongs to me. We say the universal laws or universal energy, or they're different names. But who does this universal energy belong to? Krishna. As explained in Bhagavad Gita 7.5, Jiva Bhutam Mahabhaho. The whole world is energy released from the Supreme Source, the personality of Godhead, who, it is further stated in Bhagavad Gita, acts in superior energies and inferior energies. So the omnipotency of God, God is omnipotent. He has many, many energies coming from him. Some of them are superior, some of them are inferior. The superior energy is the living entity who is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. As parts and parcels, the living entities are not different from the Supreme Lord. The energy emanated from him is not different from him. So here, when we hear, oh, I'm not different from God, means I'm God. Well, we are part and parcel of God. We are not different from God in quality. The quality of Krishna, Satchid Ananda. We are also Satchid Ananda. But the quantity is completely different. Krishna is unlimited. God is unlimited. We are infinitesimal. When we are saying we are infinitesimal, we are referring to the soul, not to this material body. The size of the soul is 1/10,000, the tip of the hair. This size is recorded in the Vedas, in the Shastras. So, but in the actual activity of this material world, the living entity is under the different qualities of material energy and in different forms. And there are 8,400,000 life forms. The same living entity acts under the influence of the different qualities of material nature. So we, the living entity, we are the living entity. Because we come to this material world, we come under the control of the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And then there are different grades of how these three modes affect us. That's why there are 8,400,000 species. There based on the 8,400,000 permutation and combination of these three modes. So when we are in, say, bodies of demigods, we are more in the mode of goodness. And then when we are in the bodies of animals, we are more in the mode of ignorance. All of them, the living entity is the same. The soul is the same. But depending on the body, then the control of the modes is different. We living entity, right now we are in the body of a human being. So we act and behave as if we are the human being. But then when we are in the body of a dog, we act and behave as we are a dog, although the soul is the same. This is all because of the influence of the modes of nature. The entities have different bodies, but originally in the beginning of creation, Lord Vishnu is alone. For the purpose of creation, Brahma is manifested, and for annihilation, there is Lord Shiva. So this is how Krishna has, it's his arrangement, Krishna's arrangement. For creation, he created Lord Brahma. For annihilation, he created Lord Shiva. As far as the spiritual entrance into the material world is concerned, all beings are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. But under the covering of different material qualities, they have different names. So each and every living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna. It's not that only the living entities who are in bodies of human beings are part and parcel of Krishna. No, the living entities in the body of animal is also part and parcel of Krishna. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are qualitative incarnations of Vishnu as guna avatars, and Vishnu with them accepts control of the quality of goodness. Therefore, he is also a qualitative incarnation like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. So the guna avatars, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, they are the three guna avatars. Actually, the different names exist for different directions. Otherwise, the origin is one only. So origin is Krishna. Everyone is his energy. And each of us is an individual. We are his energy, but each of us is an individual living entity. The spirit soul is an individual living entity. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes.
Tasmin Brahmani Advitiye
Tasmin Brahmani Advitiye
Kevale Paramatmani
Kevale Paramatmani
Brahma Rudra cha Bhutani
Brahma Rudro cha Bhutani
Bhede Nagyo Anupashyate.
Vede Nyo Anupashyati.
The Lord continued, one who is not in proper knowledge thinks that demigods like Brahma and Shiva are independent, or he even thinks that the living entities are independent. So this Lord Vishnu is continuing to speak. Because we don't have proper knowledge, we say everyone is one, the demigods are one, God is one, the living entities are one, everything is one. But this is because of lack of knowledge. The living entities, including Brahma, are not independently separated, but are counted within the marginal potency of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord, being the Supersoul in every living entity, including Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, is directing everyone in the activities of the material modes of nature. So the Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that the remembrance, the knowledge, the forgetfulness, everything is coming from him. He is coming, it's coming from him. So he's the one who is directing us, the Paramatma within the heart. No one can act independently of the sanction of the Lord, and therefore indirectly, no one is different from the Supreme Person, certainly not Brahma and Rudra, who are incarnation of material nature's modes of passion and ignorance. So, because um, everyone is Krishna's energy, that's the reason they are said not different from him, but yet everyone is an individual, as is saying here. And no one is independent. Everyone is dependent on the control of the Supreme Lord. Because we want to pretend we are independent, Krishna creates this material world. And with this covering of Maya, we think, oh, we are not being controlled by Krishna. But what we don't understand is that it's just the covering. So now, instead of being directly controlled by Krishna, we are being controlled by Maya. And who is Maya listening to? Anyone?
Maya is listening to the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
Shri Krishna.
Yes. So indirectly, we are still being controlled by Krishna. So the choice that we have is we want to be directly controlled by Krishna or we want to be indirectly controlled by him. When we want to pretend we are not controlled by him, we are controlled by Maya, the modes of nature, goodness, passion, ignorance. They bind us and they make us act. So uh, this independence that we have is just what do we say, kind of a infatuation that we have, that we want to become God, but we don't have the capacity to be God. We are part and parcel of God, so we are never independent of him. Just to make us feel, yes, 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 you're independent, Krishna puts this layer of Maya, but we are always controlled. We are always controlled. And so this is the illusion that we need to come out of and understand that everything is happening under the control of Krishna. Is that okay?
Yes.
So if we are in Maya, that means that is also Krishna's energy,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That is also one of the energies of Krishna.
Yes. We can never be in a place where there is no energy of Krishna. It's either in the Maya or in the spiritual world. Both belong to Krishna. The hell belongs to Krishna. The heaven belongs to Krishna. The spiritual world belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna.
So, in other words, that means we are dependent, but Krishna is independent.
That's right. That's right. So, for example, we live in Taiwan. So we have to follow the rules of Taiwan. We cannot say, no, I'm not going to follow the rules. Now, if we go to live in India, we have to follow the rules of India. Wherever we go, we have to follow the rules. So here, we are in the material world, we have to follow the rules. So who is the lawmaker? We say, yes, we follow the rules. Who's the lawmaker? Lawmaker is Krishna. And in the spiritual world, also, it's under Krishna's jurisdiction. So anywhere we go, it is Krishna's will. Krishna, as you rightly said, is independent. He's supremely independent. And we are dependent. We are always being maintained by him. Imagine if we were the ones to actually do the work of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. I mean, if we had the responsibility to maintain all the living entities in the material world and spiritual world, are we able to do that? We don't have that capacity. Any problem comes, immediately we pray, oh my dear Krishna, my dear God, please help me, please save me. When things are going good, we may say, yes, yes, I'm the one who's doing it. But if there's a problem, immediately we turn to God. Or even if we say, oh, there's no God, we'll say, oh, there's a higher power. Oh, higher power, please save me. The tendency is there because we know deep down that we are dependent. We just don't want to accept it. Then reading on, Yatha Pumanna Swangeshu
Yatha pumanna swangeshu
Shirapani Adishu Kvachit
shirapani adishu kvachit
Parakya Bhuttim Kurute
parakya buddhim kurute
Evam Bhuteshu Matparaha.
evam bhuteshu matparaha.
A person with average intelligence does not think the head and other parts of the body to be separate. Similarly, my devotee does not differentiate Vishnu, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, from anything or any living entity. Whenever there's a disease in any part of the body, the whole body takes care of the ailing part. Similarly, a devotee's oneness is manifested in his compassion for all conditioned souls. So Prabhupada is pointing out that if we have a headache, for example, then the entire body is cooperating to help that part of the body. It's not that we cut out that body part and they say, okay, no need anymore, Oh, I have a pain in my hand, okay, cut the hand. No need for the hand. No, all the blood, the energy flows towards healing that part of the body. So how is a devotee one with God? Because of the compassion. Krishna is the most compassionate, and Krishna is always trying to bring us back home, back to Godhead. So, and what does the devotee do? He's oneness in the vision of Krishna. He understands Krishna's heart, that Krishna wants everyone to go back home, back to Godhead. And the devotee also is similarly compassionate. Bhagavad Gita 5.18 says, Pandita Samadarshinaha, one who are learned, see everyone's conditional life equally. Devotees are compassionate to every conditioned soul, and therefore they are known as aparakya, aparakya buddhi. Because devotees are learned and know that every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, they preach Krishna consciousness to everyone so that everyone may be happy. This is what the devotee wants. That's the reason a pure devotee, he has no enemies. Why? Because he does not want anyone to suffer. He wants everyone to go back home, back to Godhead. And that's the reason he's trying to give Krishna consciousness to everyone and anyone. He understands that each and every living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna, and a living entity can only truly be happy when he is again connected with Krishna. And so, because he is doing this welfare work, he is very dear to Krishna. If a particular part of the body is diseased, the whole attention of the body goes to that part. Similarly, devotees care for any person who's forgetful of Krishna and therefore in material consciousness. The equal vision of the devotee is that he works to get all living entities back home, back to Godhead. So this is the vision of the devotee. He wants everyone to go back home, back to Godhead. He's not saying, oh, only the living entities in the body of human beings should go. No, he understands and he's equally compassionate to everyone.
So
Praya.
sorry,
Yeah.
one
No,
question.
no.
So
Yes.
every soul is different or is the same? the quality, the characteristic of every soul? Like, is it same or is it different?
Every soul is individual.
Individual, right? So
Yes.
it cannot be the same, right?
No.
Every soul
Every soul is individual. Individuality is there.
is there, right?
Yes. So that's how each soul has its own separate spiritual form.
Mhm.
In the spiritual world, every soul, each of us have our spiritual form, and each of us have our spiritual activities, spiritual services, duties, name. We have a name also, which we have forgotten. We have forgotten our identity. Yeah. But yes, we are all individuals. All individual. All are part and parcel of Krishna, but each of us is individual.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Trayanam eka bhavanam
Trayanam ekabhavanam
yona pashyati vaibhidam
yo na pashyati vaibhidam
sarva bhutatmanam brahman
sarvabhutatmanam brahman
sa shantim adhigacchate.
sashantim adhigacchati.
The Lord continued, one who does not consider Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, or the living entities in general to be separate from the Supreme, and who knows Brahman actually realizes peace, others do not. So here the Lord is saying how to realize peace. Two words are very significant in this verse. Trayanam indicate three, namely Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. Vidam means different. They are three, and therefore they are separate. But at the same time, they are one. This is the philosophy of simultaneous oneness and difference, which is called Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. The example given in the Brahma Samhita is that milk and yogurt are simultaneously one and different. Both are milk, but the yogurt has become changed. In order to achieve real peace, one should see everything and every living entity, including Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, as non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one is independent. Every one of us is an expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This accounts for unity in diversity. There are diverse manifestations, but at the same time, they are one in Vishnu. Everything is an expansion of Vishnu's energy. So one and difference, achintya beda abeda tattva. This was the unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya to help us to clearly understand our position, that we are not God, but we are part and parcel of God. We are same in quality, Satchid Ananda. Krishna's quality is Satchid Ananda, we are Satchid Ananda. But yet we are individuals. We are individuals, we are part and parcel. We are his energy, and each of us is an individual. But why are we called one? Because we are his energy. Everything belongs to him. So in that sense, for example, if there is a big boss of a factory, he's made this big factory, machines, people working under him, everything is going on. But he is sitting in his house. So his energy has been transformed in putting up this factory. He's put up these people, and the organization, the management, everything is his energy. But yet he is a person sitting at home. So in that same way, simultaneous one and difference. We all belong to Krishna. and yet we are different from him because we are part of Krishna. We are not Krishna himself. We are his energy. Is that okay?
Yes, yeah. Now getting it.
Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.